Tonight on CTV News, we take a look at President Tony Frank's final fall address.
Then, the Pride Center is celebrating 20 years on campus.
And later, the Diversity Symposium hosts a special guest speaker.
All this and more starting right now on CTV News.
Good evening, Rams, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Emma Iannacone.
And I'm Jaclyn Walsh, anchoring in place of Ryan Christ. We begin tonight with some breaking news. A rally opposing Judge Brett Kavanaugh, the prospect for U.S. Supreme Court and alleged sexual abuser of Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, has sparked in Old Town Square. CTV reporters Sydney Paul and Lauren Wilson are on the scene. We will bring you more coverage on this event next week.
After a decade of serving as the president of CSU, Dr. Tony Frank delivered his last fall address before stepping down in July 2019. Frank highlighted the achievement of raising $1 billion for the State Your Purpose campaign and reminded the audience that more work remains.
10 short years, a decade that has passed far too quickly, a decade where it has been my privilege to be here and work with all of you. 10 years ago, bucking conventional wisdom in the face of the Great Recession, we launched the first comprehensive campaign in the history of the university, the State Your Purpose campaign. It had an audacious goal, some might even have said a ludicrous goal, of raising $1 billion. Last week, over 1.5 years ahead of schedule, we met that $1 billion goal. I start my last year as the president of Colorado State University knowing that I have done my best and grateful for the immense honor and privilege it has been to do this work alongside all of you. And I mean to keep on doing so until the end. Let's have another great year, CSU. Thank you.
In an interview with Collegian TV, Frank said that the thing he'll miss the most about CSU is the people. Frank will be taking the full-time position of Chancellor of the CSU system in July.
Several students attended the ASCSU Senate last night to voice their concerns on the usage of student fees. Turning Point USA is hosting Dennis Prager, a conservative radio show host, on October 29th and requested $13,999 to bring Prager to campus. However, in order for the Senate to be involved in the approval or denial of using student fees, registered student organizations must have a request of at least $14,000. TPUSA's request was $1 shy of this threshold, and it was approved by the board for student organization funding.
It's been 2 decades of love and support for CSU's Pride Resource Center. The center is hosting a celebratory dinner on October 20th in honor of their 20th anniversary. The first director of the Pride Center will be speaking alongside 2 students at the dinner, and the first LGBT mariachi band will be performing. The center is also celebrating LGBT History Month and National Coming Out Day on October 11th, as well as Latinx Heritage Month.
It's also Latinx Heritage Month right now, so we overlap 2 weeks. So we're going to do a panel of Latinx queer identified folks to talk about what it means to hold those intersections.
Pride Resource Center's website, the event is free to students.
The Office for Diversity at CSU hosted Cornell William Brooks last night in the LSC Theater. Brooks has an extensive list of duties, including being an ordained minister, civil rights attorney, and former president and CEO of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Brooks was the keynote speaker for the Diversity Symposium, which concludes today. He spoke to his audience about 3 lessons he believes the CSU community could benefit from: looking for role models, loving deeply, and leading boldly.
This is a moment for students and faculty and staff and academic communities to be reflective and thoughtful about what is taking place in our country.
More information about the speech can be found in today's newspaper.
The $1.3 billion city budget was presented to residents at Tuesday night's City Council meeting. Around 30 people voiced concerns to City Manager Darren Atterbury about the 2019-2020 budget. The main concern, funds to neighborhood livability and social health, which includes homelessness initiatives and how little of the budget is being allocated to affordable housing and human services. The recommended budget is prioritizing police staffing and public safety, repairing city infrastructure, and more. The budget is expected to be finalized in November.
Have you filled out your FAFSA forms yet? The free application for Federal Student Aid, or FAFSA, opened up this week for the 2019-2020 school year. In a report done by the Denver Post, in the 2015-2016 school year, students in Colorado missed out on nearly $50 million in federal financial aid due to incomplete applications. According to the Department of Higher Education, 52% of high school students in the state of Colorado did not complete their FAFSA in the 15-16 school year, when nearly 40% of those students would have been eligible for financial aid. For more information about your financial aid, you can email financialaid@colostate.edu.
You may have gotten a text alert from the president yesterday, and no, not Tony Frank. President Donald Trump launched a test of the first national wireless emergency alert system. In the case of a real alert, the public would be warned of a national emergency. The alert has the same sound and vibration associated with other alerts, like the tornado warnings or amber alerts. However, users cannot opt out of the presidential alerts. If you're wondering if today's rain is a sign of cooler times to come, weather anchor Carson Porterfield has all the details on the first chilly week of fall.
And if you need some cute videos of corgis to cheer you up from the rainy day, stay tuned for Entertainment with Colin Sanders.